Video images of special police targeting protesters in Kyiv with sniper rifles and automatic weapons have sparked widespread outrage. In Washington, White House Deputy Press Secretary Josh Earnest said the United States is considering a variety of tools to get the government to stop the violence in Ukraine.
The American people, I think, are justifiably concerned, certainly the president is, when we see the basic human rights of anybody around the globe being so flagrantly trampled. That has certainly been part of the situation that appears to be underway in Ukraine. And that is the source of great concern here at the White House.
The European Union has imposed travel and economic sanctions against high-level Ukrainian officials, but analyst Stephen Pfeiffer at Washington's Brookings Institution says the sanctions should be extended to business people allied with President Viktor Yanukovych.
There are people around Mr. Yanukovych who have apartments, have houses in places like Vienna and London. They bank in the West. They send their children to school in the West. If they saw their ability to travel in Europe and the United States endangered and to do financial business there, I think that might have an impact.
The protests were sparked by the Ukrainian government's decision in November to reject a political and economic agreement with Europe and sign one with Russia instead. Analyst Lawrence Korb at the Center for American Progress says Russian President Vladimir Putin has offered the former Soviet Republic a much better deal.
Russia with Ukraine is an empire. Without Ukraine, it's not. And so psychologically, this is very important for President Putin not to have Ukraine throw in its lot with the European Union.
Korb says Western countries will make little progress in Ukraine without involving Moscow, which backs Ukraine's pro-Russian president. Anders Aslund, a Swedish economist at the PETERSON Institute in Washington, agrees that any pact between Western Europe and Ukraine must be acceptable to Russia.
The West needs to talk to Russia so that Russia plays a somewhat less harmful role than it does at present.
Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov Thursday accused the opposition of trying to spark a civil war. He made his remarks during a visit to Baghdad as protesters in Kyiv stormed police barricades and clashes continued.
We support
the ideas of the Ukrainian opposition in a legal, constitutional way so that we can overcome this crisis and together fight extremists and hardliners who are trying to provoke a civil war.
Some analysts also warned that Ukraine is in danger of disintegrating and have urged action for an immediate ceasefire, essential to start a dialogue about the country's future. Zlatica Hoke, VOA News, Washington.